one of those games that we talked about is Bills at Dolphins. And I understand the Bills are expected to take care of business here. And I have no idea what Dolphins team is going to show up. Could it be the one that played the most complimentary football game of their season in Atlanta, putting the Falcons on a 2-game skid in the AFC East? When they went up to New England and looked pretty darn good, much better than they did at home against the Dolphins. That was what was up with that game. I know Drake London was out, and we were wondering what's happening and all that business. But long story short, Dolphins look great, turn around, and against the Ravens a few days later, brutal, absolutely brutal. All around brutal again. Too many mistakes. And the worst one was Tua seemingly throwing it away or not connecting on a 4th and 2 right before a halftime. The play that got drawn up looked like Devin Achane at 5 foot and change going against Kyle Hamilton, who is like an avatar out there. You know what I mean? And it was just DOA from headset to execution. And Tua now, with after that game, the general manager, Chris Greer, being fired, and Jalen Phillips now gone, and clearly everything now on the table for the Dolphins for roster changes. Is it going to be a new general manager? Do they make a change at coach? Although all the conversations there is that Stephen Ross, the owner, is in fact willing to see if Mike McDaniel can do something for the rest of the season and keep him on. And see if they can find something like the first couple of years of his tenure there. And the answer to that is, well, how's Tua going to play? And do they, in some way, shape, or form, just blow it all up? And by blow it all up, that involves the quarterback who just signed a monster deal and has a lot of guaranteed dollars headed his way. And if they dead cap him, it's almost 9 figures. And it's a tough spot for everybody. And the way through it would be if Tua starts playing way better. But if everything's on the table, is it possible that Tua is playing for his job now? Because if it goes south again, he's tied for the lead in interceptions with 11. The other one is Geno Smith, who we all know has had a brutal first season with the Raiders. We'll talk about the Raiders later on. But his yards passing per game are less than 200. Less than 200. Oof. I know Tyreek Hill's been out, but 6.6 pass yards per attempt. His passer rating just less than 88 are all his worst since his rookie season. Regressing. And so he was asked flat out, as it's possible if he doesn't perform well against the Bills, do you see Zach Wilson? Do you kick a tire on Zach Wilson?
Quinn Ewers,
as we know, and Zach are in a competition for who's in second on the depth chart. Tua was asked if he's playing for his gig.
What do you think when you hear that phrase that you're playing to keep your job?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm playing to keep my job. I think I'm playing to try to help our team win every time. I think that's the objective, for every quarterback that's playing, for every football player that's playing as well. The objective is, how can I help my team win games? And so I would say, if you're looking at it in that sense, I would say my performance needs to be better, and my performance doesn't reflect me trying to keep my job, because that's not the standard in which I've been playing all these other years. So I would say that.
What an answer. I mean, what an absolute gem of an answer. And I understand folks might think he's dodging it or he's got his head in the sand, but I think that gives you an outstanding glimpse into the way an athlete, a high-profile athlete at a high-profile position, has to approach his job and his mindset. certainly since when we asked Kurt Warner a couple weeks ago, like, what is up with him? That was going into the Atlanta game, in which he threw 4 touchdown passes, by the way. Looked much better than Kirk Cousins, who everyone assumed is just going to come off the bench and light it up for Atlanta and create an issue for them at a quarterback spot, similar to what's going on with Jacoby Brissett right now and Kyler Murray in Arizona. And it was brutal, and Tua looked terrific. Kurt said it was a question of confidence, that he's lost his confidence. And I'm like, how does somebody like him lose his confidence? And sure enough, he found it back, and then he lost it. It seemingly lost it again. And you can't approach the game to say, if I throw another interception, wait a minute, is that my coach looking at Zach Wilson? You've got to just look at it, snap the sap. I've got the C on my chest. I am the choice of the franchise. I have the contract to prove it. I have done it before. That contract proves it to me that I've done it before. Or you just don't even think about that at all, and you're just like, I've got to go ahead and win it for my teammates. And again, if you think he's just avoiding the obvious here by creating a mind game, saying that I just have to approach it the way I've always approached it, how's this for a stat? It's kind of a did you know without the music and the graphic. Did you know Tua Tagovailoa has never finished a season with a losing record as the starting quarterback in high school, college, or the NFL? Ever. Never in his life has he been faced with a 2-7 record, potentially even born out of his own inabilities to succeed or find his mojo. So what he just said is just a refreshing piece of honesty. And I think for a Dolphin fan who's looking for anything to believe in this guy's ability to find it again and be consistent and try and turn this season around, certainly if you want Mike McDaniel to stay, even though I don't know many Dolphin fans, to be honest with you, who feel that way. But I thought that was a refreshing answer and something that you don't hear that honesty too much. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.